Hello, fellow YouTubers out there. Thank you so much for joining me. What I'm going to be bringing to you today is a solo playthrough of a little game that I came across not too long ago called Hit Zeroed. I'm a big fan of zombie games, so I really couldn't turn my nose up at this too fast without giving it a chance. So I thought, let's get it out there and you can actually watch me play this solo. I won't be explaining all of the rules because some of them will be left out because we're going to be playing just the one player solo rules versus the 2 or 3 or 4 player, which some components are taken out. So the first thing we're going to start with is kind of going over the component lists here. What we have up here at the top, these are going to be our epilogue cards. These will be one of the things that's going to be removed from the game since we're not going to have individual players here. These are used for scoring at the end of the game. So we'll be taking those and putting those back in the game box. What we have here is our adventure decks. These are all going to be combined into one after we shuffle those and take out the appropriate cards, and we'll go over that during setup. We have our normal black dice that we roll for most of our stuff, and then our red horde dice. We have the auction board here, and this is another one of the components along with the auction pegs here for players. These will actually be removed from the game because it's not used in the solo play. We also have the contaminated area tiles. They're represented by these 2 keys here. These will also not be used in the solo game. We have our leader color meeples here. These are going to be like the individual players. They're going to be the leader of their own little squad or group here, and these are our survivors here. These survivors are going to be going along with each one of these depending on how many players are in the game. We have our little zombie creatures here, very nice little wooden meeples, and these are wooden. These pegs, these boards here, I mean not boards, these player meeples, and even the dice, these are wooden dice. That was kind of neat. We have our initiative cards, and these are not, or initiative tiles, I'm sorry, and these are not going to be used, again, because we're going to be playing solo. We have our special tokens. These are going to be pulled during the game if one of the adventure cards tells us to draw one. And then finally we have our tokens. We have the ammo tokens, we have the gasoline tokens, and these are the adrenaline tokens. So that's pretty much all the components of the game. The next thing we're going to do is kind of walk through the setup of how everything is going to be laid out, and this is how it's going to be handled for a solo game. So stick with me and then we'll run through that setup and then get that started. So before we get started, if you've just come across this video, you probably already have an idea of what Hit Zeroed is, but just in case you don't, it's just like an adventure card game, 1 to 4 players. It generally takes about 60 minutes depending on how many players you have in there, and it's about 12 and up. My daughter has played it. She's 12 and she absolutely loved it. Keeps asking me to play, when we're going to play again. So the mechanics were very easy for her to pick up and understand. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get the everything set up for the solo player. I went ahead and put everything over here that we're not using. I already kind of went over that earlier, just because so it's out of the way, but you can see those components there. The next thing we're going to do is go ahead and choose our player. Probably we'll just go with my yellow player here. So we'll go ahead and give them that. Now for each player that starts out, you're going to start them with 4 survivors. So this squad here is a 5-man squad because we include the leader meeple there. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to give them 4 of each of the resources. So they're going to get 4 adrenalines. They're going to get 4 ammo tokens and 4 of the gasoline tokens. And pardon my mess here, I will get that cleaned up. And the next thing they do is we go ahead and we start on the solo rules of building the adventure decks. Alright, so we're going to be using the modified rules for 1 to 2 or 3 players. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to be removing the cards with the ace, jacks, kings, queens, anything with the normal poker card symbols on them. So I've already had and looked in this deck here and removed all those, so we'll set those aside. We won't need those. Same thing for this deck here. I've taken them all out, and these two as well. Each of the decks is going to have different graphics on them, plus they're going to be numbered up here. So this is deck 1, this is deck 2, and this is deck 3. Okay, so then the next thing that we're going to do is, following that, after we remove the poker cards, we're going to be removing 4 cards at random from each of these decks. And they've already been pre-shuffled, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take the 4 cards off each of these decks. And that way they will be ready to go. And then our final step is we need to have number 3 here, goes on the bottom, followed by number 2, goes on top of 3, and number 1, just like that. And now we have officially built our adventure deck, and this is what we're going to be drawing from for the game. Now, the object of the game is to survive 8 rounds, so we're going to be moving through this entire deck, and you'll see that here in just a minute. And at the end, if you survived, hopefully to collect enough points and get yourself up on the score chart that they have at the end of the booklet there. Alright, so the next thing we're going to do is, the different rule that we're going to be following is, for each round, we're going to be only drawing 6 cards from the adventure deck. The first card, and we're going to have 3 paths here. We're going to have path 1, path 2, and path 3. For a normal for a normal 4-player game, you actually have 4 paths. We're only going to be choosing 3 here. Our first path is going to be unique because none of the cards are going to be displayed. For the second path, 1 card is going to be displayed. The second one is not. And for the third path, both cards are displayed. Just like that. Alright, kind of clean things up here a little bit. So I have my 4 piles, or my 3 piles here of adrenaline, ammo, and gas, and each of those have MS4. This is my leader here, these are my survivors, and this is my reserves tokens over here that we'll be drawing from, and then our zombies. I guess I'll move them a little closer. Alright, so now that we have our first round set, this is the potential paths that we can take. Now in a solo game, since they eliminated the auction board and the initiative piles, how that was actually covered in the solo game is you don't know what all the paths look like. You only know this path. So if we wanted to take this path and we choose it, we would automatically get 2 resources, any 2 resources from the reserve that we wanted to get, that would go to us before we revealed these cards. If we wanted to take this path here, it would cost us, we wouldn't get any bonus for it, and we wouldn't have to pay anything to get there. Now, in order to get to this one, since we have everything revealed and we know what we're walking into, we actually have to pay 2 resources. So this one you get 2 resources. This one you pay 2 resources of any kind. This one, nothing happens. You just go ahead and resolve it as normal. Okay, so for instance, I could say, I'm going to go ahead and take this one. This is the path I'm going to choose. We start from left to right, and we don't have to pay anything. This is just going to be resolved as normal. So automatically, these 2 paths are going to go away. And we're only left with this one here. So the first thing that we're going to do when we resolve the card is we're going to look here on the left side. If there's any resources, you go ahead and get those automatically. So 4 resources, or 4 of the gas tokens here, and we'll add that to our pile. The next thing is we look down here on this, the bottom left-hand side, and see is there any text of anything that we need to resolve. There is nothing there, but there is something on this side which says take the steering wheel token. Okay, so now we look over here and we look, okay, where's that steering wheel token? Okay, well here it is right here. and we don't really know what it does yet. They do have some special rules in the manual about a couple of the special tokens, but for the majority of the special tokens, they're described in later adventure cards. Sometimes it's, if you have this particular token, then you get this bonus. Okay, so now that we resolved this card, we move on to this one, so we'll go ahead and reveal it. It wasn't upside down. Alright, so now we're here. We see a ammo token, so we're going to go ahead and get an ammo token. And next, down here, we don't have any text here, but we do have it here. It says take 1 map token. Okay, so we're going to look over here, and we have the map token, so now we have that. Alright, so these, we've finished that, so these are going to go, these are pretty much something we can set aside for things that we've accomplished. Okay, and we go ahead and set up for round 2. So remember, our first ones we don't reveal. For the second one, we reveal only the first card and not the second. And then the third row, we fully reveal what it is. Okay. What I'd probably like to do is take this first path here, and because this is the first one chosen, the top path, that means I get 2 resources of my choosing. I'd like to get 1 adrenaline and 1 bullets. They don't have to be the same. You can mix them up however you like. Alright, so the first card we're going to enter, and these are all going to go away, or the first place we're going to be entering. We get 1 adrenaline token. So we'll go ahead and put that in our stash. Next, read down here, it says take 1 biohazard token. Okay, so now we have that in our stash. And next, there's nothing else. So we're finished with this card, and now we reveal this one. Okay, first thing we do, so we get our tokens there, 3 bullets. 1, 2, 3. And then we look to see if there's anything down here. There is not. But finally we have this symbol right here. Now we finally get to see what this zombie game is all about. Okay, we have 3 zombies. So 3 zombies are going to be joining us here for a fight. So we'll put those there with us. Now the first thing that we do in a fight is we do what's called the range roll. And however many bullet tokens we'd like to spend, for every bullet token we spend, we get to roll 2 black dice. Okay, so we'll bring those dice over here. So if I wanted to say I would like to spend 2 bullet tokens, it's going to go in the reserve pile here. I get to roll 4 black dice. Okay, ignoring all other symbols, the only symbols I'm worried about getting are these crosshair symbols. Any other symbols that I see, like the lightning bolt or this one here, will not have any effect during the ranged roll. Okay, so we'll go ahead and ranged all 4 dice. Okay, this one doesn't do anything for us. This one doesn't do anything for us. This one, oops, was a kill. And this black die with no symbol did nothing for us. So we were able to eliminate 1 zombie. Now that we've finished with the range roll, that it can only be done once during a fight, next we have to battle these in melee. Now we need to remember that we have 4 survivors with us, plus our meeple. For every survivor that is with us, we roll 1 black die. So we're going to be rolling a total of 5 black dice. Okay, so, oops, go ahead and roll that. And then we look at our different symbols. Alright, this symbol, this, and, well, let's take these 2 here. These 2 were a kill. This is if I spend an adrenaline token, which I have several of, I can get a kill. And I roll 2 of those. This symbol here means I get a kill, but then I also have a what's called a bonus kill. If I spend an adrenaline then I can get another kill if there was an available target. However, these two that I rolled were sufficient enough to kill these two zombies. Alright. We were lucky that we didn't roll any of the skull symbols here, which means one of our survivors would have been bitten, and the only way to save him is to spend an adrenaline token on him. Otherwise, the survivor would be dead, and that would take away one of these guys here. Okay, but luckily that didn't happen. So this card and this one will be added to where we have been and what we have claimed for victory. Okay, so now we have our third round. So we'll go ahead and lay our cards out. And we already see we're already in the I guess the level 2 deck here, so things are going to start getting a little bit harder. Reveal the first one here. And next, we'll reveal both of them. Okay, we can already see for this one I'm going to have to fight 6 zombies, which might be a little tough. This one, I have to fight 5. Not sure what I'm going to have to fight here, but I don't know what's under that one, so I may try to take the unknown route, but also get 2 tokens out of it. I will again take 1 adrenaline and 1 ammo. We'll set those up there. Alright, so our first one that we'll be revealing will give us 2 ammo tokens. That was not a bad card at all. Okay, and there's nothing else, no other stuff on the card we need to resolve, so we'll move on to the second one. Oh, nice. Okay, so this one was an ammo token, so we'll go ahead and pick one of those up. And next, down at the bottom of the card, it says spend 1 gas or lose 1 survivor. Well, I'm going to spend 1 gas because I do not want to lose any of my survivors. Okay, these 2 were unused. We didn't choose that path, so it goes to discard. And these 2 will stay with us to show where we have been. Alright, this will be our next round. No reveal. Reveal the first one. And then reveal both of them for the third. Alright, so if we look at this one, I kind of like the way it looks just because I'm not fighting too much here. Oh wait, no, see, if I lose 2 survivors or discard the... I don't have that token. Okay, so I know I'm already going to be losing 2 survivors on that one, so this may not be a very good place to go. This one here, I'm only going to have to fight 5 on this card. I'm not sure about this one. But it doesn't look too bad. So let's go ahead and opt to maybe take this one. And then we'll see what we have to deal with. These are going to go away to discard. Alright, so we know we're going to get a fuel token. And then we need to fight 5 zombies. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and spend 3 bullet tokens for this ranged fight. And that means I get to roll 6 dice. Okay, okay. So we're going to roll 6 of these, and we're only looking for the crosshairs. That's all we're worried about. We didn't get but 2. These aren't going to do anything for us right now. Alright, so 2 of these guys have gone away. So we have 3 left to fight. Now remember, we have 4 survivors plus our leader is 5, so we're going to be rolling 5 black dice. And we'll see what we get. Not bad, not bad at all. Alright, so this is a kill, kill, kill. But we've also rolled this. Now, if we don't save our bitten survivor by spinning an adrenaline, he will die. So I'd like to go ahead and say, let's spin an adrenaline or start, I don't want to lose my people. Alright, so we spent 1 adrenaline, saved him, and we've killed 4 zombies, which was more than enough to kill this. And yes, I know what you were thinking. Why, if we killed the zombies, did we still get bitten? It was just everything that happened in the fight. You have to resolve all the dice, no matter if you killed the zombies first. But everything was taken out. So now we look at our second card here. And we move over. And let's see what we got. 2 ammo tokens. And if you have a map token, it is worth 6 points. Alright, so this is going to be good at the end of the game. But really all we need to focus on is our 2 ammo tokens here that we're going to be adding to our stash. Okay, and we've completed that round. So move on to the next. Get nervous. I'm seeing the number 3 deck is coming up next round. Alright, so this one is not bad. We get an adrenaline token, and we get another adrenaline token here, and this one adds a survivor to our group. This is actually a pretty nice path, but I would have to pay 2 tokens of any kind to get to that path. This one's nice. We get 4 fuel tokens, but again, I'm not sure what I'd be fighting there. That's a tough one. I don't know. Let's this one will give me another survivor, so let's do that. Let's go ahead and take this one here, since I kind of feel like it's an easy path, and we'll get our adrenaline token for that one. We'll move here, get another adrenaline token, and now I'm going to follow that, which is take 1 survivor. So now our survivor is a 6-man squad, because we include our yellow meeple there, or our leader. So these will go away, and these will be added to our locations. All right. Next, alright, starting to get some difficult ones here. Oh shoot. I didn't mean to do that. I'll just cover that one up. And I will. Why can't I just have a perfect game where I don't mess anything up? Alright, let's get back to it. Fully reveal these down here. Now, you can see we have a new symbol here, and it's red, and it has these little skulls on top. Okay, well, what does that mean? Well, this means if we go to this location, we'll encounter a horde, and depending on how many skulls are above that number is how many of these dice will be replacing our black dice in a melee fight. So remember, we have 6 dice that will normally be rolling. If we came across and fought just the normal zombies that were listed in black, we'd be rolling 6 dice, 1 for each of our survivors. Now if we saw that, 1 of our dice would be replaced with a red dice. The one thing to note about the red dice is this symbol here. Unlike this symbol here, when we roll it in black, we have a chance to save our survivor by spending an adrenaline. Here, it's no go. You can't save a survivor on that one. It's insta-death. They do have ones that do have it where you can save, but not this one. That one, if you roll it, 1 survivor is dead, nothing you can do about it. So, seeing that, that one's going to replace 3 of my black dice with red. That one is not an area that I really want to go to. However, this one, I'll have to pay 2 to go to it. This one I'll have to fight 3 regular zombies. This one I'll have to contend with a horde. Also, if I have the man token, whatever that is, all zombies from this card are killed, then discard the... See, I don't have that, so that would have been very helpful. So I could say that let's take my chances and go here. I'll get 2 tokens for it. I'll take 1 adrenaline and 1 bullet. And these will go bye-bye. Alright, our first one is, oh, shoot, it's a horde. First thing we need to do is grab our token there, so 1 adrenaline. Second thing is we read this. For each death rolled, you get, or for each skull you get on a ranged roll, add 1 zombie. Uh-oh. Okay, so this could potentially be bad for us. So right now we have 2 options. We could do the ranged roll, and depending on the outcome of that, we could flee. If we flee from this card by spending gas, we don't get the victory points for this card and we move on to the next. Or the other option is staying and fighting them like normal. Well, I would probably like to fight them. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to decide how many bullet tokens we want to spend at these 6 zombies, and there might be more added to it because of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because if we roll any skulls, then we'll be adding more zombies to it. So we want to be careful how much I throw at it. Alright, let's go with 2, 4, 6. Okay, so we're going to roll 6 black dice and see what we get. Alright, this one is nothing. Nothing. Okay, we rolled a skull, so we're now adding 1 more zombie to the pile. But we did roll 3 crosshairs. Let's make sure that's all the dice. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and take 3 of these out. Now we're left with a total of 4 to fight. Alright, so now we're in our melee. So remember, we have a 6-man squad, so we roll 6 black dice. But remember, we have to follow those horde rules and say 2 red skulls means we replace 2 of our dice with red dice. So now we go ahead and roll, and we keep rolling until either all the survivors are dead or the zombies have been wiped out. Alright, so first roll is, well, like this here. We have an insta-death. 1 survivor is gone. Okay, that was resolved. Next we have some things to do. We have a kill, a second kill, a third kill, and this, I don't think, is an opportunity kill. This is, if a zombie's within reach, we may spend 1 adrenaline token to kill 1 zombie. This right here, even if I hadn't rolled this one here, this little symbol here on this one means I have an opportunity kill, not an opportunity, a bonus kill. So I could have killed 4 zombie if I spent 1 adrenaline on this one, or I could kill a zombie by spending 1 adrenaline here. So in all, I have 3 kills, spend 1 adrenaline, I can kill all zombies, so I will do that. Okay, so that resolves all these. But we still have 1 more dice to resolve, and that is this one that we rolled. One of our survivors got bit, and we either need to spend an adrenaline or lose 1. Well, I don't want to lose 1 right now, so I'll go ahead and spend another adrenaline to save him. And we've kept all of ours, so we are good to go. Alright, now we move on to this one. Thank goodness that wasn't a horde. Alright, first thing we do is get our adrenaline token. Second, we look at this one. It says if you have the, I don't know what the name of that is, person token, spend 3 bullets, then discard the person token. That's good, because we would have actually lost something had we had that token. But we don't, so we're just fighting 6 zombies. So we'll go ahead and draw those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's too many. Alright, so now we say, okay, how many do we want, how many bullets? We'll throw 3 bullets at it. Alright, so we're going to roll 6 black dice. Alright, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 kills. Okay, so 5 of those go away. And we now roll melee. And we have 5 in our squad, so we're going to be rolling only 5 black dice. Okay, kill, 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 kill. Alright, so that's good. We didn't roll anything bad. So that means this one is gone. And that's everything for this card. So these go to our completed pile. Let me clean up a little bit. These are spent. And then we draw our next round. I think we only have, looks like we only have one more round left, so we're doing pretty good. Okay, this one here, we're going to have to fight 4 zombies. You can't spend any adrenaline during this fight. Ugh, that's not good. Okay, this one is a pretty harmless thing. Spend 1 gas or lose 1 survivor. I like that. This one is 2 adrenaline, but I don't know what's on this card. It could either be I like this one and I get 2 things, or I have to spend 1 but don't have to fight anything. But that not being able to spend adrenaline, not that great. So let's take this path here. Get 2 adrenaline tokens for it. And then we'll see what possible monstrosity we're going to have to face. Not that bad. Not that bad at all. Alright. Alright, so we moved over here. We get our 1 gas, 1 adrenaline. Okay. And then we see we have 3 zombies to face. Not bad at all. I will spend 2. So I'm running low on ammo. I'll just spend 2 bullet tokens. So we're only going to roll 4 black dice. We got 1, 2, 3. So we killed all of them just in the range. Alright, so we've completed that one. And then all we have left, these we used, is our last location. Okay, so this one here, had to fight 5, add more to the range. Didn't like that last time it happened. This one is, if we don't get a crosshair or kill, we lose 1 survivor. Ugh. Okay, this one is spend 2 gas for each gas not spent, lose 1 survivor. Doesn't sound too bad. We have a lot of gas that we've been saving up. Don't know what's on this one, so we're going to go this route. We don't have to spend anything, or we don't get anything for it. We get 1 adrenaline. And then we have to spend 1 gas. We can definitely do that. So now we move on. These are gone, by the way. To our very last card. I think we got kind of lucky. So for each radiation token we have, we lose 1 survivor. Well, we have 1 radiation token, so bye-bye survivor. Okay. Now we fight 4 zombies. So, get those guys on. And since this is our last card, I will throw everything I can at them. 2, 4, 6. That's 6 bullets that we're going to be firing at them. Ooh, that is not good. 2. That's it. And the other ones don't do anything for us. So now we go into melee. So I have 3 and 4, so we're only rolling 4 dice. And we got 1, 2, 3. Alright. So that is it. We have won So the next thing that we do is we add up all of our scores. Now in order to do that, what we're going to calculate is we receive points from the cards. So we're only going to look at the cards that have points on them. So we have 1. And we didn't flee anything, and we won all these, so we get any... If we fled any of these cards, we would not get the points if they had them. Now we're at a total of 3. Four. Five. Is 6, 7. Okay, so 7 points there, and then we get an additional point for each survivor. So we were at 7, 8, 9, 10. Actually, that may be... It's not a complete set, so that we may not get points for that one. I'm not 100% sure. The way that reads, it says each complete set of 1 survivor. Each complete set, so 1 survivor. Yes, we do get points for that. Okay, so 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Then gas, we get 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. And then the adrenaline, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. And then we say, okay, if we got that, we can go to the back of the book, mark our scores, and then try to beat each other out. Now the categories here were, we got 0 to 5 points, Father Gabriel, 6 to 10 is cool, 11 to 15 is good, very good is 16 to 18, Call Me Daryl's 19 to 21, Lucky or Genius 22 plus. So we definitely fell with that Lucky or Genius very easily. So, alright guys, well that is the game. We got pretty lucky. The first time I played through solo, it did not go very well for my survivors. This one was a little bit more fortunate for us. I enjoy the game. It's fun to play, just like a little filler game, good family game too, if they don't mind killing zombies. I thought the artwork on the cards were just fantastic. The components, I have nothing bad to say about those. The tokens were real nice, look like little bottle caps. The big tokens, real nice thick cardboard. I like the wooden meeples that you get. The little wooden zombies are kind of neat. I like the artwork on the cards. I thought was real nice. Even the little cards here, these score cards like Ticket to Ride, or I think that's 7 Wonders, Dixit, and that may be Spyfall. I can't remember which games those are, but just some. I like the components are real nice. I mean, I put a lot of thought into the game to make it look like it was something that was scrounged together. If you read the story on the game board, you know, it was somebody telling a story and finding these components out there and kind of making up their own game to distract them from the zombie apocalypse that was happening out there as they were actually taking a road trip. So really clever stuff. I liked it. I like the solo gameplay. It kind of removes some of the components of the game that I think make it a little more interesting. As I played with the family, it was the dynamic of the auction board was to fight for that first position, the initiative 1, because the one with the initiative 1 could pick the place where they wanted to go and then kind of leave the other crappy locations for the other players. So that one was real fun. You get to spend your resources to fight for position there during the auction phase. But that auction phase is not in the solo game. So, but still, fun little game to play solo. As you can see, it didn't take that long. If you can find it for a good price, I definitely recommend it. Like I said, a nice little filler game or a fun little family game to sit and doesn't take that long to play. I'd probably say more in the 45-minute range, even if you had about 2 to 3 players. So I recommend it. So that's it for this one, and I hope you guys join me next time.